Alright, so in this video we're going to talk about lines, we're going to talk about gates, and we're going to talk about two different hierarchies that we use in my school. So the first two should be fairly simplistic, all should be fairly simplistic, but just making sure that everybody gets an idea of what we're talking about and has a better understanding. So the first thing I want to talk about is the gate theory. When we talk about the gate theory, we use the center line as a baseline, and then we cut the body into thirds. So if I'm using Brandon here, you focus the center line down the body, obviously. Your first line is going to be around the nipple line, somewhere around there, horizontally across the body. The next line is going to be at the pubic bone, so right just around the bladder area. So horizontally across there. So we have three lines that we're looking at. We have high line, we have middle line, we have low line. So most of the videos I talk about are focusing on hand movements. So everything we're doing is in the top two lines, middle line and the high line. So the low line we leave for feet. We don't put our hands in the low line. So everything below the pubic bone is going to be legs and feet. So now we've got the body broken into thirds. Now what we do is we look at the center line there, and we have two blocks per line. So in the high line we have high right and we have high left. Middle is middle right and middle left, and obviously low is low right and low left. So we're talking, this is the gate theory. So if he's standing facing me, the gate theory says that whoever has the most gates facing their opponent has the advantage. If we're standing facing one another, we both have 6 gates facing the other. So the advantage is equal. If by some chance we get here, let's say I turn him to his side. So I give him a single hand trap. I go around the elbow and I get him to turn. Now I'm seeing 3 of his gates, his top left, his middle left, and his low left, but all 6 of my gates are facing. So I have the advantage. If I get him completely turned around and I'm standing at his back, he has 6 gates that I'm seeing, and I'm facing 6 gates toward him. Obviously I have the advantage because his arms don't bend that way. He doesn't defend himself that way. So this is the gate theory. So whenever you hear me talk about gates, that's what I mean. When we talk about lines, that's what I mean. High line, anything above the nipples. Middle line, anything between the nipples and the pubic bone. All right? So that's how we break the body down. Now, as far as the hierarchies, there are 2 different hierarchies that we use in my school. One is a positional hierarchy, and the other is a tactical hierarchy. So the positional hierarchy we're looking at is top pressure, center line, and forward momentum. So this is a true hierarchy, meaning that everything underneath the top answers to the top. So top pressure will negate center line or forward momentum or both, depending on the situation at hand. Most of the time when you have outside line, you have top pressure, and inside line, you have center line. That is not 100% across the board. There are different scenarios where that is not the case, but most of the time that is how that works. And then when we look at the other hierarchy, the tactical hierarchy, we're looking at timing, speed, and strength. So the stronger someone is, obviously if they get a hold of you, it's very difficult to get out. But if I have better speed than that individual, my speed can overcome their strength because they can't get a hold of me. If someone's faster than me, the only way I'm going to be able to outlast their speed or to get the advantage is to time them out. So if I know what he's going to do, when he's going to do it, I can cut him off before he actually does that, and my timing will negate his speed. So when you look at how these 2 hierarchies mix, when you have timing negating speed and strength, and you have on top pressure negating center line and forward momentum, then you look at it from a standpoint of, okay, if I have top pressure and timing, I should have 100% of the advantage if we're looking at it theoretically. Obviously, movement comes into play, stepping comes into play, shifting, all the things that we deal with in this art. So I hope that helps you understand a little better. This has been Brandon. I've been Master Gaw. We'll see you next time. Thanks.